We're making French onion soup.
So we've been caramelizing the onions for about 3 hours now. It's been about 5 or 6 Vidalias cooked down with just oil and butter, no salt, no sugar. And after about maybe 2.5 hours, I added about 1 or 2 chopped shallots very finely. And then after they finally turned dark enough, I added about 3 tablespoons of flour that I kind of ran a fork through just to make sure that they didn't clump up too much, kind of the poor man's sifter. And so this is a non-stick vessel, and so if you look at the bottom under the onions here, you'll see there's a number of items that have stuck here. And I've actually been in here maybe every 4 hours for these hours, scraping the bottom, which had browned a little bit when I had liquid from the onions to help me do that. At this point, I'm kind of losing the ability to do that, so it is time to deglaze. And so this is really my favorite part of the soup making. This is a cup and a half of white wine, which is going to work off with our stock and broth. And this pouring it into this vessel and then scraping like crazy should free up all of the brown bits from the bottom. And then it kind of does this cool boiling down thing, which we'll see in a second. So now that the wine is in, scraping pretty vigorously, and I don't know if it's hard to see, I'm sure, but the bits on the bottom of the pot are coming loose, and I'm just kind of scraping along with my wooden spoon here. Every little bit on the bottom here, every brown bit is a lot of flavor, especially from the onions that have come down. I'm also stirring this as I scrape because there is flour mixed in with the onions here, and in order for it to not cause to get into lumps, and so the flour can help us thicken almost like a roux, we're just going to stir the soup until it starts to thicken. And I'm going to turn up the heat a little bit so we can bring this to a boil. We were down at kind of low to medium. Now we're going more medium to high. Once this wine starts to boil, it will kind of dance with the onions, and it's a really cool sight. So at this point, the wine is in and is thickened up drastically, as I'm sure you can see. And the wine's starting to come to a boil. And so we're going to let this go for a little bit, but not too much because we don't want it to stick and we don't want all the liquid to cook away.